Okay. Anybody playing buzzword bingo? Get your shot glasses ready because I'm talking about AI. And specifically, AI being used to see if your idea is a good one. I work for a big data company called NielsenIQ, and we get to supply our measurement and our idea testing, validation to the world's biggest food companies. Before that idea even comes to a retail buyer, it goes through hundreds of iterations and testing. They'll do qualitative exploration, fancy word for a focus group. They'll go and find consumers, and they'll go and ask questions. They'll do mock-ups and prototypes. They'll do market sizing using our till data. If we think we're going to shift 1 million packs a week, we should probably check what the rate of sale is in that category to work out how much distribution we'd need. We also need to plan retail media, above-the-line spend, promotional activity. Then, if that passes, they go on to the next stage. They get more funding from NPD, R&D, and this is where they start concept screening and testing. They'll then do eye tracking. Where do the eyes go across the pack? Have we got everything in the right place? They'll work out to the milliliter the balance of 2 ingredients like Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola. Then they'll ask Jack Daniels customers who don't buy Coca-Cola if they like the idea, and they'll ask Coca-Cola non-whiskey drinking or non-bourbon drinking, do you like the idea? Then they'll go and find Scotch whiskey customers who buy Pepsi. What do you think of the idea? And then when they do launch on the shelf, they don't just mic drop and say we nailed it. They still keep testing and measuring, because that all-important 12-week, 16-week check-in with the buyer when they need to come back and show it was working. And here's the most important word I'm going to say today, incrementality. Could they prove incrementality? So now they're modeling what was the impact on the category of that additional SKU. Because, and the retail buyers can tell me all the bits I missed out in this runoff, think what a supermarket has to do to launch a new product. They've got the cost of the 128 barcode that's going on your outer case to come in through the back. They've got the stock take and the replenishment and the ordering system on the EDI or however you're going to order it. They've got the little ticket or the digital or soon-to-be camera shelf barker that's got your price on it. They need to put your pack barcode and the full product spec onto their online ordering and to come out of the till to be supplied to companies like us. They've got the cost of knowing which SKU to take off. That had a cost at head office to negotiate that, to clear up the space. As my Waitrose buyer used to say, Miranda, we don't go into the store at night and hammer extra space on the shelf. And I said, well, then I question your commitment. But they don't. That took cost. All of this is cost. So if you launch a product and it only takes from another sale, you didn't add incremental value. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Concept testing. Ultimately, is your product or your idea, and forgive me, this is very supermarket-centric, but this is the same as testing in other industries for technology, packaging, etc. Is your idea interesting and different? Because interesting plus different equals incrementality. I'm going to take the opportunity for a second year in a row to completely fangirl Barney. So I'm going to take a product that did this as an absolute masterclass. My next slide doesn't have an awful lot to do with what I'm talking about. I'm just going to show you something beautiful. Are you ready? That's sales per month for 3 years going straight up. All because of an idea that Barney and his team had. The #1 selling granola SKU in the UK. I'll stop there for applause. And what I love about this is that it was already the #1 selling SKU before they sold the brand to Premier Foods. Hat tip to Premier Foods for still continuing the growth, which isn't a given when a large company buys a small company. And I really like that you see these tiny little dips, which is just December for Christmas month, but look either side. We call those shoulders. That's when they overstock and replenish. It's a perfect upward line because they absolutely smashed it. So what I wanted to show you, if Barney's up for it, what if I used AI to launch this SKU in America right now? On this next slide, and my friends up at the top, if you can press play whilst this is going in the background, in 2 minutes, I'm going to concept test this product in the US and also Canada straight after. What's happening here? Those of you familiar with concept testing, traditionally it's a survey. You script a survey and you put it out into field. Do you like this? Is it interesting? Is it different? Do you buy granola already, or do you buy oatmeal? Do you buy cereal? Does this appeal? What are you already buying? The tricky bit is you have to go out to a representative sample. So enough people from enough regions or household size or income or demographics, gender, do they have kids, do they have pets, to be nationally representative, NatRep, because then you can extrapolate your findings to confidently go back to your retail buyers and your stakeholders to say there is demand for this idea. Well, over decades and at the cost of millions, NielsenIQ has paid people contractually to scan everything they buy. They scan, thanks to the barcode, every single piece of consumer product that they buy in our read. They also fill out surveys. And we know a lot about them. We know everything that they've bought. And at a critical mass, and thanks to the development of generative AI, we made a copy of them. Here's the consumer with decades of data about them. Here's the AI persona that represents them. So we don't have to send a survey to them, even a fairly swift digital one. We can ask their AI version to come back to us and tell us what they think. Now remember those two things, interest, differentiation. Because, again, forgive me telling you everything you already know, here I am in the shopping aisle with my trolley, and I'm going along and I'm picking up the product that I usually buy from this category. But, oh, I've spotted something. That's interest, that's your product. Now what we don't want to happen, put this down because I did 3 years at drama college and I'm really getting into this. So what we don't want to happen at that point, as they pick up the product they usually buy and spot yours, we don't want them to let go of that and only buy yours and put it in their cart. Because maybe you've added a little bit if you're a little bit more premium, a little bit of price capture, or a bit more margin for the category, but ultimately you stole their lunch. So what you want is for them to go, oh, that's interesting, and put both into the trolley because you were different. Interest plus differentiation equals incrementality, because now our category buyer got an additional sale from that shopper. Or even better, I'm going along with my shopping trolley, I never go down this aisle. Oh, wait a minute. See, I'm getting into this now. Oh, I'm going down the aisle like this. And then it is interesting and different, and I bought it. Or the real golden nugget, if you can, I'm walking past this retailer I don't usually go to, and I'm going to my regular one, but I've just remembered there's that product I rather like in this one, and I'm going to take my 150 quid basket with me. Not so easy to do, because in reality, that needs exclusivity with a retailer, which doesn't always work for all parties. But if you can bring that spend with your brand, with your idea, by golly, you're worth some money to them. That's the commercialization of a terrific idea. So Barney, we look at the top 4 boxes. That's where we want to be. We want to be up here in the moderate potential, high potential. We drop this into America to the granola shopping consumers that we've been tracking for decades to ask what they thought about this. And you scored high in differentiation, moderate in interest. And I'll share these results with you all because it would be great. I'll send them out if it's okay by email, because it comes out as a report within 2 minutes. You saw it was faster than I could possibly explain what I was doing. But it comes out with recommendations. It talks about barriers of interest and drivers of interest. It's got recommendations that might not be totally right. You know better. If this says consider a family pack size, you're like, well, we don't really sell into the family market. But importantly, if you were going to talk to a retail buyer in America, you're preempting some of the questions that they will ask you because they know their shelves better than anyone. They know what their customers are buying. So you've got objection handling, cheat sheet preemption straight away from just this. And if you remember the process I told you about where we put a survey into field, that cost between 5 and 50,000, depending how much you wanted to do, and took between 5 and 10 weeks. This cost 500 quid and 2 minutes. I dropped it into Canada as well. We got a top box. If you remember, top box is prioritize idea. So anybody at Premier Foods? It's interesting little intel. But again, it showed us these are other brands that sell there. This is how you differentiate from it, but also consider this, preempt this, work on this. You don't have to do it straight away on your packaging. That's very expensive. But maybe your web content, your product description, when you list it on Brand Bank. We ran a whiskey with chocolate orange product, and it very clearly said, this will not appeal to whiskey drinkers, this will appeal to seasonal spirits drinkers. Great, they said, up the seasonality, the limited edition, here's our marketing campaign, this is our social media. But for 500 quid in 2 minutes, wouldn't you want to know? So, on the one hand, thanks, Em, you've just come to show us that the big companies now have access to this to iterate and iterate and iterate and iterate, because they're not spending less on concept testing, they're using it more. The Jevons paradox, if you're familiar with that, when something gets cheaper, we don't spend less, we use it more. EasyJet launched budget airlines, we flew 4 times a year, not 1, and we took a long weekend in Prague. They are using this more and more, they are spending the same amount. But if they just have a whim, a thought, a hunch, you can switch it on a JPEG image, plug it back into the AI screener, run it again, run it again, run it again. But I don't mean to just be scary that the big companies are going to be faster and better at getting an idea to market. Because the point is, thanks to AI, so are you. If AI gives you the access to this kind of data, testing and validation, doesn't it just come down to who had the better idea to start with? My money's on you guys, the innovators. You are the future of food, and our job is to keep up with you. Thank you.
Oh my God.